All right, so for years, we've all seen AI get insanely good at talking. But what if it could actually start, well, doing things? Today, we're diving into a massive leap forward that literally gives AI hands, the ability to interact with the world and go from being just a brilliant conversationalist to a truly capable assistant.
To really get why this is such a game changer, you first have to understand the main problem with most AI today. For all their smarts, they've basically been these brilliant brains trapped in a jar. They're stuck inside a digital walled garden. They can think about the info you give them, sure, but they can't reach outside their own little world to use other software or connect to live data.
And that leads us to this huge question that developers have been trying to crack. What if AI could do more than just talk? What if we could let it actually do stuff for us, run tasks, use the tools on our computer, and pull in information from the real world right now? Answering this is the key to everything that comes next. So let's break down what that walled garden really means in practice. A standard language model? No way it can handle a massive video file or run your favorite editing software. It can't use professional tools for, say, medical imaging. And it definitely can't tell you today's stock price because its knowledge is basically a snapshot in time. It's just stuck. So how do we bust the AI out of its jar? Well, it all starts with getting it a newer, much more powerful brain. And a huge catalyst for this is Google's new open-source model, Gemma 3. This isn't just another small update. This thing is built from the ground up to work in a totally new way. At its core, Gemini 3 is multimodal, which is just a fancy way of saying it gets both text and images. It also works in over 140 languages, and with 27 billion parameters, you can think of those as the little connections firing in its brain. It is incredibly powerful. So now we have the state-of-the-art brain, and it's ready for a body. And this is how we give it that body. The key, the absolute breakthrough that unlocks that walled garden, is a capability called function calling. You'll also hear it called tool calling. It's the same idea. This is the bridge that connects the AI's brain to the entire world of digital tools. This definition here from Phil Schmid really hits the nail on the head. Function calling is all about letting the AI connect to outside tools in a structured way. This isn't about the AI just vaguely asking for help. It's about it speaking the precise technical language that other software and APIs understand. Let me put it this way, because this is the most important part. If the AI model is the brain, then function calling is its hands and its ears. All of a sudden, it can hear what another tool tells it, and it can use its hands to make something happen in a different app. This right here changes everything. Okay, so we get the what and the why, but how does this actually work? How does an AI have a conversation with a tool? It's actually this really cool 6-step cycle. Think of it like a back and forth in 6 parts. First, you ask a question and tell the AI, hey, here are the tools you can use. The AI looks at your question and goes, you know what? I need some help here. So it creates this super specific request for the right tool. Your app takes that request, runs the tool for real, gets the result, and then hands that result back to the AI. And finally, the AI uses that brand new piece of information to give you your answer. It's a beautiful, efficient loop. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this super concrete with a simple example. A user asks a question that needs real-time data, converting money. Now remember, an LLM's knowledge is a snapshot in time, so there is no way it knows today's live exchange rate. So what does it do? Instead of just making something up, it does something really smart. It recognizes it has a gap in its knowledge, and it writes this little piece of code you see here. It's basically saying, hey, I need to use the convert tool. Here's the info. The amount is 200,000, the currency is USD, and I need it in euro. Super clear, super precise. Now this next part is crucial. It happens outside the AI. Your app sees that code, runs the actual currency conversion function, and gets back a number, in this case, 180,000. It then packages that answer up as a tool output and sends it right back into the conversation with the AI. And here's the magic. The AI gets that raw number, just 1,800,000.0, and weaves it perfectly into a normal human-sounding sentence. See what happened there? It didn't do the math itself, but it orchestrated the whole process and translated the result for you. It's not just a text generator anymore. It's a task manager. So that was a simple currency conversion, right? But just imagine that same idea scaled up, and you start to realize we're looking at a fundamental shift here. We're watching AI evolve from a passive analyst that just comments on stuff to an active agent that can actually get things done in the world. And the difference is, honestly, night and day. On the left, you've got the AI we're used to, a brilliant conversationalist. but it's stuck with old data. On the right, with tool calling, you have a totally different beast. A capable digital assistant that executes tasks, uses professional tools, and gets real-time data. It's a whole new ballgame.
So what does this mean for us, really? What new doors does this open? Well, remember all those limits we talked about? They just start to melt away. Huge files? No problem. The AI just hands that job off to another system. Want to give it new skills? Yep. We can plug it into video editors, chart makers, you name it. Deeper analysis? Absolutely. It can now use the same heavy-duty professional-grade tools that experts rely on.
And all of this leaves us with one big, exciting idea. For the first time ever, we've taken these incredible digital brains and we've given them hands. We've connected them to the world of tools and real-world actions. So the only question left is, what are we going to ask them to build? Thanks for tuning into The Explainer.